Guten Tag, language enthusiasts. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we explore the wonderful world of languages. Today we're diving deep into the German language. So grab your pretzels and let's find out if the German language is as challenging as people say. Germany has an incredibly rich culture. It has stunning landscapes and fairy tale castles nestled in the Bavarian Alps. There's the mouth-watering German cuisine, the bratwurst, the beer, the pretzels and the Black Forest Gâteau. It also has some of the most livable cities not only in Europe but in the entire world. In the Mercer's Quality of Living Index, Germany has 3 of the top 10 cities in the world. And of course, Germany has a wonderful, albeit slightly intimidating language that is German, or as the Germans would say, Deutsch.
Gibt es aber auch noch Home im Sinne von, ich gehe nach Hause zu meinen Eltern oder ich gehe in meine Heimat. Das heißt also Home.
Let's start by tackling the pronunciation. Now I'll not lie to you, the German pronunciation can be a bit tricky at first. One of the most difficult aspects of the German pronunciation is mastering those unique sounds. From rolling your R's to pronouncing that infamous CH sound, it might take some time to practice. But with perseverance and hard work, you will soon sound like a native speaker, don't you worry. When it comes to the vocabulary, you'll discover some interesting words that seem challenging at first glance. But here's a little secret, German often combines smaller words to create larger compound words. Take the word Donau-Dampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän, for example. Yes, this really long word is in fact a real German word, and it means Danube Steamship Company Captain. This sounds a bit crazy, right? But once you break the word down into the individual components, you'll realize that it's a lot easier than it seems. Unlike English, where spelling can be quite unpredictable, Germans often spell words exactly as they sound. Once you grasp the basics of German pronunciation, you'll find that it's actually quite easy to read and pronounce German words accurately. This is personally something I really like about the German language. I know exactly how to pronounce a German word from reading it because I've learned these pronunciation rules. English, on the other hand, has so many exceptions and it can be a bit of a nightmare to learn them all. And I feel really sorry for all of you non-native English speakers out there that had to learn all of these English exceptions off by heart. Germany is a diverse country with various regional accents, from the smooth Bavarian accent in the south to the melodic Saxon accent in the east. Each region adds its own flair to the German language.
Grüß dich.
Grüß dich.
Ich heiße Kari.
Ich heiße Andrea.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott.
When it comes to learning German, it's better to focus on Hochdeutsch, the standardized form of the language. Hochdeutsch or High German is widely spoken and understood throughout all of the German-speaking regions. Hochdeutsch serves as the foundation for communication in formal settings, such as in business and in education. Learning Hochdeutsch means that you can effectively communicate with all of the German speakers from all of the various different regions around the world and understand all of the media content. You'll be glad to hear that most young Germans from the larger cities, such as Munich and Berlin, will speak with a very clear, soft accent, and they will speak Hochdeutsch, which is really nice because it means it's far easier to understand what they're saying. Another fascinating aspect of the German language is its use of loanwords and its shared vocabulary with English. You might be surprised to discover just how many words sound familiar and share a similar meaning. Take for example the word computer. In German, it's spelled the exact same way and is pronounced very similarly. It's just one of the many English loanwords that have integrated themselves into the German language. So if you're an English speaker learning German, you already have a big head start. From hotel, to pizza, to radio, the list goes on. These loanwords make navigating the German language a bit easier for beginners. So you can embrace these familiar words and use them as stepping stones to expand your German vocabulary. But be careful, not all words are identical. Some may have slightly different pronunciations or meaning. For instance, Handy in German means mobile phone and has no relation to the English word handy, which means convenient to handle or use. So keep an open mind and be aware of these slight variations. So while German might have unique vocabulary, don't be surprised to find familiar words and shared expressions that will help you along the way. Most Germans, especially the younger generation, can speak English very well. While this doesn't make the language hard per se, it means that it can be quite difficult to practice your speaking, because the likelihood is that the German person's English is going to be better than your German, and they'll happily swap to English when you get stuck. And this is one of the many reasons why I created Lang Chats. If you want to improve your German or speaking skills in any other language for that matter, you can check out my AI language partner, Lang Chats. With Lang Chats, you can practice your conversation skills in one of over 30 languages. You can have full conversations with Lang Chats about any topic at beginner, intermediate or advanced level. And you can even practice roleplay scenarios like ordering food at a restaurant or buying a ticket at a train station. You can practice 24/7, 365 days a year, and because you're practicing with an AI, it's totally anxiety free. If you want to check it out, you can go to www.langchats.com, or you can follow the link in the description box below. German grammar can be very daunting. The language has 4 cases: nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. These determine the roles of nouns in a sentence. It sounds a bit complex, right? Well, it can be at first. But with practice, you'll see the patterns and understand how the cases work together. German also has a different word order than English, and the position of the words in the sentence can quite often be crucial to understanding what the meaning is. It's not as flexible as in English, and for example in German, when you're using the past tense, you have to put the verb to the end of the sentence, which can be really confusing for an English person. When I was learning German as a beginner, it was the grammar that was the hardest part for me. As a native English speaker, I wasn't used to this different word order and how all of the articles and nouns change depending on the cases. Like, just take a look at this articles table, for example. There are so many combinations. Well, at least it's not Russian with 6 cases. But just remember, as hard as the grammar is, practice makes perfect, or as the Germans say, Übung macht den Meister. With time, it all becomes easier. The Common European Framework of Reference for Languages is a widely recognised guideline that helps estimate the amount of time it's going to take to learn a foreign language. And also the Foreign Service Institute has a similar set of guidelines. These bodies say that German is a Category 2 language for English speakers. But what does this actually mean? Well, SEFR divides language proficiency into 6 different categories: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 and C2, each level representing a different degree of language competency. Starting from absolute scratch, it usually takes between 600 and 750 hours for a learner of German to reach a B2 or upper intermediate level in the language. Just to give you a comparison though, to get to a B2 level as an English speaker in a language like Chinese, it's going to take you almost 4 times as long, roughly 2,200 to 2,500 hours. So German is far easier in this respect than a language like Chinese. Keep in mind though, that everyone's language learning journey is completely unique. Factors such as prior language experience, study habits, and immersion can affect the amount of time it's going to take for you to reach fluency. But the key here is consistency and dedication. Learn a little bit every day and you're going to get better. Learning German is like embarking on a captivating adventure. Enjoy the process, immerse yourself in the language, and celebrate the milestones along the way. Remember that it's not just about reaching a specific level, it's also about enjoying the linguistic journey. So whether it takes you just a couple of months or a few years, don't fret. With determination and the right resources, you can conquer the German language. Stay motivated, keep learning, and before you know it, you'll be able to say, Ich spreche Deutsch with confidence. Thank you very much for watching the video, and just a quick reminder, if you're interested in learning the German language, you can use my AI language partner Langchats. You can find a link for it in the description box below. See you all next time. Tschüss.